Hey hustlers, Miles here. Hope you're having a great day. In today's video we're going to go over branding and how to make your branding with your Etsy store the best it can be. Let's get into it. So welcome back to Hustle Endeavour. Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like this video. If you're new here on this channel, we're about hustling hard today for a better tomorrow by building profitable income streams online. And the income stream we're all currently working on at the moment is Etsy. So let's get into the topic of the video. Now, I talk a hell of a lot about branding on this channel. I think it's really important in building a long-term successful business, and something I'm really passionate about. But you might not know why I have such strong beliefs about it. So I've got a quick story for you, and hopefully you can take something from it. Now, so a few years ago, before I quit my 9 to 5, in case you didn't know, I'm completely self-employed, self-sufficient. I work from home. I make all of my income online. But before that, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was, in a very different place. I just wanted to make. Initially, how I got it started online was I just wanted to make a little bit of extra money to help pay some bills and just ease the pressure, ease my pressure financially. I think I thought to myself, I'd be over the moon if I could make just an extra £500 a month. So I was doing all these different processes online, and I think when you're getting into it, especially me, I was just thinking about the process, and even though I had branding experience, I went to university, I studied graphic design, advertising, branding, that sort of thing. I wasn't really applying it to these endeavors I was trying online. I was just thinking about, if I do this process, if I do this, then if I do X, Y, and Z, that should happen. I was thinking more about the process, the business model, and the sort of actions I could take. And I had a conversation once with someone that I looked up to. He was doing well for himself. He was a business owner. And he said something that completely changed the way I view business and the way I operate business now. I'll never forget what he said. He said, money is like a mischievous cat or a clever cat. It will always, if you chase it, if you keep chasing money, which is exactly what I was doing, it will always evade you. It will always be one step ahead. It will see you come in and it will move out of your way. You might grab onto it at some point, but it will always slip out your hands. What you've got to do is you've got to learn how to attract the cat, okay? And in this case, attract money. And branding is what attracts customers to your store. Branding is what gets people to initially click on your product images. If we're talking about Etsy, it's what gets people to click on your Facebook ads. It's what initially gets people invested in your store. So it was like I had a eureka moment, and I started applying my branding experience to the things I was trying online, and I started seeing great success. And over time, I was able to quit my job and work from home, and now I applied the same branding principles that I'm going to teach you in this video today to my Etsy store, and that's why I believe I've had the great success I've had with it. Now, just a footnote, it's not just branding that builds a successful Etsy store, but it is a big part of it. Now, I've spoken about this before, and in case you didn't know, I'll just quickly go over it again if you're new to the channel. In order to have a successful Etsy store, you need to have 3 things, okay? You need to have your branding. That's what attracts customers to your store. That's initially what gets them to click on your product images, all that sort of stuff, and it's what initially gets them invested. You need to have SEO or good keywords, okay? Because without SEO or good keywords, people aren't going to be able to find your products, and in order for a customer to be able to buy your products, they need to be able to find your products, okay? And finally, you need good products, okay? Or in the case if we're doing print on demand, you're going to need good designs, okay? Branding and SEO and keywords can only go so far. If you've got rubbish products or rubbish designs, people aren't going to want to buy your products, okay? But when you've got all of these three things aligned, it's like the perfect storm, okay? You're going to make so much more sales and have a lot more success than someone that is that's not doing this or only doing one or two of these things for us. But in the case of this video, we're just going to talk about branding. What is a brand? Now, a lot of people get this wrong, and in order to build a fantastic brand or an Etsy store, you need to know what a brand is. And a lot of people just think it's having a cool name, a cool logo, cool tagline, and although those things are factors, there's a much bigger picture, okay? So, what is a brand? Well, a brand is the way a customer or a potential customer views or perceives your business, or in this case, Etsy store, okay? So everything that you do is going to feed into how someone perceives your Etsy store. Type of product images you use, type of language you use in your product descriptions, type of colors you use, everything is going to feed into it, okay? And as entrepreneurs, as successful business people, as people that want to build long-term successful Etsy stores, we want to have some control or agency over the way a customer perceives our store. And that's why we craft our brand to attract the type of customers we want, okay? Now, there's three major things that every brand does well, and if you implement these into your Etsy store, you're going to be so much further ahead than a store that is not doing this, that is kind of chasing money, as I said before. And if you study any successful business, any successful brand, that people are, that have really devout followers, they do all of these three things really well. So let's go into it. So number one, USP, or unique selling point. Now, how are you going to stand out from all the other Etsy store owners? How are you going to get someone to choose your store over someone else? It's going to be because of your USP, or unique selling point. If you don't have one, then why is someone going to choose your products? If you think about it, which a lot of people forget, business is basically a competition. It's the free market. Essentially, we're all trying to attract the same customers in a certain niche that we're targeting. And the way we attract customers or get customers over to us, or attract customers to buy our products over someone else, is through a USP. Now, this can be anything. It could be your designs. It could be your mission. It could be the reason you set up your Etsy shop. But there needs to be a reason why someone would choose your products over someone else. It could be as simple as it's made in the USA or made in England. But there just has to be a reason. Now, the more specific your USP is, the better it is. So everyone is going to say they've got fantastic products, as I've said previously. Everybody is going to say, oh, my products are the best, blah, blah, blah. The more specific you are with your USP, the better it is, and the more a customer can identify why they should choose you, okay? So, and number two, origin. You need to have an origin story. Your brand needs to have an origin story. And if you're not using your About Me section on Etsy, you're missing a trick. This is another place where you can communicate your store's value and entice someone to buy your products. So customers or human beings love stories. We're storytellers. We've told stories for generations, and just like your favorite superhero, you probably know your origin story of your favorite brands. Okay, everybody knows, a lot of people like Apple. Everyone probably knows who started it: Steve Jobs. Same with Microsoft, Bill Gates, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. People like to know who they're buying from, and especially on a site like Etsy, where consumers, they really want to know who they're buying from. You know, they want it to be special. This is a great way to communicate your value, as I've said, and this can lead straight into your USP. You want these to tie in, and you want it to be sort of memorable. Okay. And number 3, brand consistency. So you need to have brand consistency with your Etsy store. Now, what is brand consistency? Well, everything you do, your messaging, the way you write, the kind of colors you use, the images you use, needs to be congruent. It needs to all fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. So once you pick sort of a brand, once you pick certain colors, you need to stick to it throughout your messaging or your images across Etsy. So if you're unsure how to do this with your Etsy store, a good place to get inspiration from is actually Instagram. If you look at all the top Instagram accounts, you'll see that they all have they're using the same filters, the same imagery, the same kind of colors, and that feeds or their walls all kind of fit together and evoke a feeling. Okay, that's what you want to do. Okay, so in summary, if you want to have a great brand on Etsy, you need to have a USP, you need to be having a mission or an origin story, and you need to have brand consistency. Okay, you do these 3 things well, and you're going to have a much more compelling brand than someone that isn't. Okay, and as I said previously, you have a great brand, it feeds into the triangle of success. So hope you liked the video, hope you found it useful. If you like this kind of information, and if you really want to know how to build a successful long-term Etsy store, it's something you're really serious about, I am bringing out a new course soon. It's coming out really soon, and I'm going to be announcing a date very, very soon. Okay, if you're interested, there's a link in the description. Please sign up to the early bird waiting list, and you'll be notified exactly of when it's released. As I said previously, if you like this kind of video, if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comment section how you're getting on with your Etsy store. Keep hustling, and I'll see you in the next one.